Hello everyone, welcome to another video here. We're back. It's week 3 of Splitgate. I believe that's like day 4. I actually have it pulled up right here. Yeah, so it's day 4, but it is post week 3. Day 1 and day 2 are both week 1. Before we get into the power rankings for this week, I want to say thank you, number 1, for all the support of the people that are like retweeting, favoriting, sharing the video and all of that. I appreciate it so much. The Splitgate community is awesome, and they've been nothing but loving and accepting so far. Number 2, I know that there was the G4 TV Invitational on Sunday, which was, or not Sunday, it was the day after some games. Anyways, we're not going to count that towards the power rankings. It did have all the pro teams in it. Weird that it's an invitational, but you only bring in the pro teams. Whatever. Anyways, the teams, they did great, and it did show me some things to look at in those teams and see things. Space Station Gaming obviously was the team that won that, if I remember correctly, but I mainly am just focusing on the Pro League matches for this. So that's the main thing that's going to be going here for these power rankings. And of course, we knew that Space Station Gaming was strong. So, you know, from last week, the power rankings were the same from the week before that. You guys are going to hate me. They're not the same this time. Okay, they're not the same. But there's only one change. That's right. Let's go ahead and take a look at them. All right, so we've got United up front still at 4-0. Space Station's also at number 2. So those two, everything pretty much stayed the same except for number 7 and number 8. We'll get to that here in a second. But United, Space Station still at the top. We got T1, X-Set following quickly at number 3 and 4. Luminosity still in that 5 slot. Moist still in the 6 slot. And then we've got Elevate and Pioneers just swapping the 7-8 positions from the previous week. So our matches we saw last week, this last pro day, was Elevate and KCP. The first match and the fourth match on the day were the two most important ones. I told you those were two matches that I really was excited to see. The two matches in the middle with T1 versus E United and X-Set versus SSG, those are very important. Those probably have a lot more importance moving forward in the season. But Elevate versus KCP and LG versus Moist, those were the more intriguing ones to me because of the way that they've been playing and the power rankings and how that's been shifting. All right, so the first game, we got Elevate versus KCP. This is the battle of two teams that are winless. Both these squads have not been able to win a single time so far. They've taken some maps off of people. KCP's taken the most maps out of that across with Elevate, but KCP loses 3-1 to Elevate. I don't know if Elevate just figured things out or maybe the internet gods gave them a little less ping to deal with this week, but they finally were able to come out with a victory. I feel really bad for KCP because they took some maps off some really good teams earlier in the season thus far, but Elevate just said, you know what? We've been completely blown out by everyone we've faced so far. We need to win, and they end up beating KCP 240 to 221. They lost the TDM 60 to 59, so they only lost by 1 kill in that TDM. Otherwise, it could have been a 3-0. Other than that, it's 700 to 576 and 224 to 136. So they will take that 7th spot as they move to 1 and 3. Pioneers move to 0 and 4. Still taking maps off of people, but not able to get enough maps to win a set. That's tough for KCP, man. All right, our second matchup of the day was T1 versus E United. This was important because T1 and X-Set are the two best teams at the very beginning of the season coming into this from the Winter Pro Series. But for the Summer Pro Series, once we were like day 1, day 2, 1 week in, we're like, okay, E United and Space Station, these look like the two best teams right now. So they had to go up against the best two teams from the Winter Series, T1 and X-Set. So E United, they 3-1 T1. Why is E United still up top at the number 1 slot, even though I technically think that Space Station Gaming is better and they have a better winning percentage map-wise? and they're both undefeated. And Space Station did win the Invitational on G4 TV. Here's the thing. The reason why I have them number one is because E United, they took down T1. I think right now, T1 is better than XSET. They're both 2-2. Don't get me wrong. XSET also was below them in the power rankings the previous week as well. So I think that T1 is slightly better. And also, if you go back to the previous week's matches, day 3, June 11th, T1 versus XSET, it was a 3-1 victory for T1. So I give T1 the advantage there. And I think that E United beating them proves that they're just slightly above Space Station. If you ask me, I think SSG is the best team. But right now, E United they deserve and have earned themselves that number one spot in the power rankings right now. They beat T1 249-187. 60-45 was their TDM game. E United ended up losing that. So again, a lot of teams, they end up losing that TDM game too. And that's really the only way they can push it to a fourth game. I don't see anyone pushing it to game 5. I think we had 1-3-2 this season, if I'm not mistaken. But that was about it. Just that TDM is usually going to the team that is losing the overall series. I mean, KCP 60-59, they end up losing 3-1. T1 60-45, they end up losing 3-1 to E United. All right, so let's go over to XSET versus Space Station Gaming. We've got XSET in that 4 spot and Space Station in the 2 spot. Explained why both of them are in the spots that they are in, respectively. Space Station Gaming did handle XSET pretty easily, though. 171-226, 60-43, and then 700-465. They 3-0 victory over XSET. That one was really convincing. Space Station just look dominant right now. And then our 4th matchup, the one that we really wanted to see because everyone kept saying, this guy's got Moist Esports, who are at the time 2-1, below a team that is 0-3. We can go back through the first 3 game series and say, oh, but Luminosity is so close, every single time. Hey, that's okay. Whatever. They took 2 maps off of E United. They're a strong team, right? All right, so here we go. I mean, 203-204. Moist Esports wins games 1 by 1 point. Then after that, it was destruction in that TDM. I do not know what happened to Moist. Maybe they tried playing with their eyes closed. They lost 60-39. That's the largest deficit in the Pro Series for a TDM in the Summer Series we have so far. So 21 kill difference there. LG take game 2. Usually, going by the patterns here, okay, they won the second game. They won the TDM. They're still going to lose this 3-1. It was a 3-1, but it was in favor of LG. They come out blazing hot after that second game, 700-628, and then 239-184. Again, that smoke show in game 2, I think, gave them that momentum that they needed, even though they probably didn't need it because they only lost by 1 point in game 1, 204-203. Again, so it's just a dominant team doing some unexpected things against Moist Esports. Moist, they fall to 2-2. Luminosity, they rise up to 1-3. They get their first victory on the season. Again, I think that Luminosity is better than Moist. That right there proved it. I'm still waiting on E United versus Space Station Gaming. That's the matchup I'm looking for right there. The 2 only teams that are remaining undefeated in the Pro Series for the summer split. Let's see what they can do when they go against each other. If we take a look ahead here, don't know the matchups just yet, but I cannot wait to see what happens. Just a few days away. Let me know in the comments who you think would win between Space Station Gaming and, of course, E United, the 2 undefeated teams right now, both 4-0. And let me know your thoughts on any of the other teams out there. And good luck this weekend to the teams, and we'll see you on the next one. Oh, hello there. It's Blue. I'm a terrible dancer, so ignore that version of me on the screen and listen to my voice when I say thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and of course, click on another video of mine. I heard you'll like those over there. They're pretty good.